Hello friends, today we are going to discuss about how we can swap two numbers without using third variable. Okay, suppose to a program we are given input of two number a equal to 4 and b equal to 7 as shown here, and at the end of this program a should hold the value of 7 and b should hold the value of 4, that it should swap these two values. Today we will discuss about three methods how we can swap these variables without using any temporary or third variables. First approach would be the XOR approach. So XOR truth table is as shown here. So given two inputs A and B, and what is the corresponding output. So as we have observed that if the value of both inputs A and B is 0, and if the value of inputs A and B is 1, the output is always 0, and if any of the input is either 1 or 0, then output is 1. Okay, so we'll use this mechanism first to swap two variables. So here are our inputs. So as we know it is truth table, we converted into binaries. So binary of 4 is 100 and binary of 1 is 7 is 111. Okay, now let's calculate the x or of these two variables. So looking at this truth table, we can see that 1 of 1 is 0 and rest of both will be 1 1. So 0 1 0 1 is 1, 0 1 is 1, and 1 1 is 0 as shown in the truth table. Okay, and we assign this value in variable a. So as we updated the values, so this become obsolete, so it got updated, so we hide it. So this value is not required. Now a and b is holding these two values. Now now take again XOR of both these things, both of these variables. So again calculate the XOR, then we will see that x10 is 1, 11 is 0, 11 is 0. Let's verify with the truth table. 11 is 0, again 11 is 0, and 10 is 1, right? So we assign this value to b. Okay, now let's take one more XOR operation of these variables. And as we updated the b value, let's hide this value. Now this become obsolete value, this is not there because one variable can hold one value, so that's why now a is holding this value and b is holding this value. Now again calculate XOR operation. So 0 1 is 1, 1 0 is 1, 1 0 is 1. Okay, now assign this value to a. Now a is got updated. Now hide this value again. So this is the final values of both a and b variables. Now looking at 100. So what is 100 in binary? Right. So 110 is nothing but 4, and 111 is nothing but 7. So a is holding value of 7 and b is holding value of 4. So that's what the output we are expecting. Right. So quickly let's recap it. So what we have done. So we have two variables initially a and b, and they have the value 4 and 7. We converted into their binaries. This is for our understanding purpose. And then we applied XOR operation on these two variables. So we performed three XOR operations: A XOR B, A XOR B, and A XOR B. First we assign it to A, right? So then we are calculating the value of B and A. So subsequently we can perform A XOR B operation, it gives the value of 4 we assign, and then we again perform A XOR B operation, we got the value of 7, right? So this is one approach, and similarly we can follow this same strategy for another operation as well, for addition subtraction. Only difference would be that instead of XOR operation we will perform plus or minus, that's it. Then we will see what is the difference it will make now. So let's perform a plus b. Now a plus b, we know it will be 11. 7 plus 4 is 11. So we assign it to a. Similarly, what we have done in XOR operation. Okay, now what we'll do, now we updated the a value. Let's make it obsolete because one variable would hold only one value. Now a is having 11 value. Now calculate a minus b again. So what we'll do, 4 minus 11 minus 7, it would be 4, and we are assigning this value to b variables. Now again perform a minus 1 operation, a minus b operation. So as we updated the value of b, so let's hide this value again. So a and b are these two values now. So again a minus b we perform. So a is 11 and b is 4. So 11 minus 4 is 7, and we are assigning this value to a. As a value got updated, so let's hide it again. Okay, so now what we see, so input was a is equal to 4 and b is equal to 7, and we are getting a is equal to 7 and b is equal to 4. So we have swapped these two variables. Now the same strategy we follow for division and multiplications, and exactly same paradigm we follow here as well. Only thing is the difference would be the difference in operators. Let's bring back these values which we have hidden just few minutes back. Okay. Now same strategy we follow. So we'll do multiplication of a into b. So what will be 7 4s are 28, and we assign it to a. And similarly we will now calculate a upon b, right? A is, so a values got updated. Let's hide this value. Okay, now a upon b, what would be the values? A 28 by 7 would be 4. Let's assign this value to b. Now b value got updated. Let's hide this value. Okay, now what we'll do now, calculate a upon b again. Okay, let's do it. A upon b. So what is a is 28 and b is 4. So 28 by 4 would be 7. Let's assign this value to a. So a got updated. So let's hide this value. So what output we are getting, that a is 7 and b is 4. So hence we are able to swap these variables, as our input was a is equal to 4 and we got a equal to 7 and b equal to 4. Okay, now we can see that the approach to solve this problem is almost same, only the difference is uses of the operator. Okay, now let's write a program to swap two variables. Okay, I am using idea editor. You can use the editor of your choice. Okay, so I am creating a one class swap variables. Okay, so let's rename to swap variable. Okay, I'm write the main program from where I will invoke it. So first I will write swap using XOR operation, swap XOR operation. So input I will take it as a and b just for our analogy to our Excel. So but ideally we should use some useful name. Useful name should be given to these variables. Okay, let's print the values of inputs. Input XOR. Okay, so let's a and b. Okay, so let's write down what is a, what is b here. Okay, so we are given these values a and b here, and one we will write what is the final one after swapping output. Okay, so what we have done in Excel, right? So first we assign the value in A XOR B, right? So let A is equal to A XOR B, and then we have done B is equal to A XOR B again, B equal to A XOR B, and then we have done A equal to A XOR B. Okay, so that's it. Now if we are able to swap it, now let's call this method. So let's write some number 1 equal to 4 and number 2 equal to 7. Now let's call this, let's make it static and just to call it from the main method, and let's pass number 1, number 2, and let's execute this program. Now we can see, let's zoom a bit. This is one space issue is there, so let's add some space in between so that it's more readable. Okay, the colons are at misplaced position. Let's update the colons. Okay, so let's rerun our program again. So we'll see the output. Now we are seeing that A equal to 4 and B is equal to 7, and then the output we see is that A equal to 7 and B equal to 4, right? So this is the one approach we have discussed. Now similarly we can write the program for our, for addition, multiplications, and add add and addition and subtraction. Let's write both the functions, right? So let add sub addition subtraction. So what we have seen in our Excel sheets, that addition subtraction is same. We perform A plus B operation, then A minus B, then A minus B, right? Assign it as same in the same sequence, right? So we'll update the program here. So we will make A plus B, assign it to A, then we perform A minus B, then assign it to B, then perform again A minus B, then again assign it to A. So this will be add sub, so that our reference we know that what we are doing. Okay, again this will be add sub, right? So we perform A plus B, we are adding both variables. Now we are subtracting A minus B, assigning it to B variables. Then we are performing A minus B, assigning to A. So this should able to swap these two variables now. Okay, so let's write the another multiplication and division method as well. So let's name it mult division operation, and let's input, name it as input mult division. Let's print the value of input variables A and B. So here we'll multiply A and B, we assign it to A, then we perform A minus A divided by B. So let's divide it B, and then we assign it to the B variables, and then we perform A by B, and then we again assign to A, right? So this is exactly the same operation which we see in our Excel sheet, right? This is exactly the same operation which we have discussed few minutes back. Okay, let's go to the program again. So it would be, right? So we are able to swap these two variables as well. Now let's call these two methods again, add and subtract, right? So let's name it as, call it as add subtract operation, and then call the multiplication division operation. Okay, so now we will execute our program, and then we will see what is the output of our program. So let's see what we are coming in the output. Okay, so input XOR, we will see the value after swap A is equal to 7, B equal to 4. Then for addition subtraction, we can see the value. And then for multiplication and division, we can see the output, what is the output, right? So we are able to swap all these variables now. Now there is one more thing I would like to mention it here, right? So there are some implications of using divisions and multiplications. Like when any of the variable is zero, right? So then there is a catch, right? We are performing dividing by zero, and then we are multiplicating it by zero. Then this operation, then this method won't work as expected. So there is a catch here in the multiplication and division operation. And here is one catch here as well. Suppose these two variables have very large values, right? So almost maximum values, and when we add these two variable, it may so happen it goes out of the bound, right? So these things we should keep in mind. So it is not relevant here, but if we go to some interviews and all, right, so there we can know what are the limitation of these two methods. So it's quite useful in that sense. Okay, so as we have discussed this program, so we have already published it in our website, like other programs which we have discussed in our videos. I will put the link of this program in the description in the video here. You can just have a check into that. So the same thing, which we have discussed it back. So like three methods: XOR method, add addition subtraction method, and multiplication and division method. So truth table we have discussed, and we have in detail we have discussed all the mechanisms that how we can swap it. You guys can go through this post which we have published it, and the programs are written in the same manner which we have just now we have seen. Just only difference that we are scanning it, that we are scanning it from the command line instead of hard codedly we are giving the values. So we are just reading it from the user input, and then we are swapping these two variables, right? So same example we have taken 4 and 7. So you can go through this whole post, and output is also mentioned here. So I will put the link in the description. So if you guys has any doubt after going through this post or in the video, just write down the comments. We will try to respond it back as early as possible. Thanks for your time. Thank you very much.